For 21 days, your body stops getting sugar. What happens next might surprise you. Your insulin levels shift, your cravings fade, your energy finally stabilizes. By the second week, something unexpected begins to happen deep inside your cells. This is the 21-day insulin reset. It's not a magic cure, but a proven window to reclaim control over your metabolism, your appetite, and even chronic inflammation. In this video, we'll walk through exactly what to expect, the biology behind it, and the 7 practical steps to make it happen. First, the problem in 1 minute. Added sugars and many refined carbohydrates trigger rapid rises in blood glucose. Your pancreas responds by releasing insulin, the hormone that tells your body to store glucose, primarily in muscle, fat, and the liver. Frequent spikes teach your body to release more insulin more often. Over time, cells stop responding as well. That's insulin resistance. The result is higher circulating insulin, more fat stored around the abdomen and liver, persistent hunger, low energy between meals, and higher risk for type 2 diabetes and cardiovascular disease. Sugar also lights up brain reward pathways, reinforcing the habit of reaching for sweet foods. It's pleasurable, and that pleasure makes stopping hard. But stopping, or sharply reducing, intake for 3 weeks can kickstart a reversal of those signals. If this video is speaking to you, subscribe for clear, practical health tips. One quick click and you'll find more guides like this. What happens in plain biological terms? Insulin's job is to move glucose out of the bloodstream and into cells. When insulin is high and constant, your body becomes less sensitive to it. That's when blood sugar regulation becomes sluggish, triglycerides tend to rise, and fat gets stored in the liver. Cutting sugar reduces the frequency and amplitude of glucose spikes, which lowers the demand on insulin. Over weeks, many people see improvements in fasting insulin, less glycemic variability, and clinical signs like reduced bloating and steadier energy. I'll walk you through a phased 21-day timeline so you know what to expect. Days 1 through 3, withdrawal and the toughest stretch. In the first 72 hours, you may feel headaches, irritability, stronger than usual cravings, trouble concentrating, or low mood. This is normal. Your brain is used to the quick dopamine hits and the metabolic machinery is readjusting. If you've been drinking sweetened coffee, soda, or juices, you'll miss the ritual as much as the taste. Hydration, extra protein at meals, and short bursts of movement can blunt these symptoms. For some people, a taper, reducing sugar gradually, reduces the intensity. For others, a clean break feels easier. Either approach can work. Choose the one you're most likely to stick with. Days 4 to 14. Taste recalibration and early metabolic shifts. Around day 5 to 10, something interesting happens. Many people report that sweetness becomes glaringly intense. A piece of fruit tastes sweeter, a pastry tastes overly sugary, and a teaspoon of table sugar in coffee suddenly seems like too much. That's taste recalibration. The reward circuits and taste receptors are resensitizing. At the same time, you'll often notice fewer energy crashes after meals, less mid-afternoon hunger, and modest reductions in bloating. Blood sugar swings begin to smooth out. People with continuous glucose monitors notice fewer highs after meals. These are early wins that keep you motivated. Most clinical studies and real-world observations put this phase in the first 2 weeks. We include it inside the larger 21-day reset because it's the foundation for the final phase. Days 15 to 21. The reset checkpoint. By week 3, many people feel a meaningful shift. Cravings are reduced or easier to manage, fasting energy feels steadier, and abdominal bloating often improves. From a metabolic point of view, trends commonly reported and observed clinically include lower fasting insulin and decreases in triglyceride levels. Liver fat tendency also starts to decline in many people after a few weeks on a lower sugar pattern. These changes vary person to person. Some see measurable lab changes, others notice mostly subjective improvements like better sleep, clearer thinking, and reduced snack-driven grazing. Think of day 21 as a checkpoint. You're not cured, but you've given your metabolism a solid chance to reset its baseline responses to sugar. So how do you get there? Here are 7 practical, evidence-informed steps that actually work, and why they matter. 1. Decide and commit. Clarify your why. Write it down. Is it to protect your heart, prevent diabetes, lose belly fat, control mood swings, or simply stop feeling defeated by cravings? A clear personal reason increases adherence. Tell a friend, put a note on your fridge, or make a non-food reward for milestones. These small behavioral supports matter. 2. Taper versus cold turkey. Pick the method that fits you. If you drink 3 sweet coffees a day, try cutting by 1 a day. 3 on day 1, 2 on day 2, 1 on day 3, then none. For added precision, cut teaspoons in coffee, 2 to 1 to half to 0 over several days. If you're a soda drinker, try half soda mixed with sparkling water, then quarter soda, then switch fully to sparkling or plain water. Tapering reduces peak withdrawal discomfort. Cold turkey shortens the timeline. Both roofs lead to the same house. Choose the stairway you'll actually use. 3. Drop liquid calories first. Sugary drinks are the fastest route to excess sugar and insulin spikes. Replace soda and packaged juice with sparkling water, unsweetened iced tea, or plain water with lemon. For your coffee drinks, remove added sugar and swap sugary syrups for a dash of cinnamon, vanilla extract, or a splash of unsweetened milk or cream. Liquid calories don't fill you the way solid food does, so they're disproportionately obesogenic and disruptive to appetite signals. 4. Learn to read labels. Sugar hides under many names. Words ending in "-os", like sucrose, fructose, dextrose, syrups, maltodextrin, fruit concentrates, and ingredients listed as evaporated cane juice or sleek-sounding natural flavors. If sugar or a sugar synonym appears high on the ingredient list, that product is acting like a dessert. Aim for items with minimal ingredients and no added sugars. When in doubt, choose whole foods. 5. Prioritize sleep and manage stress. Poor sleep raises cortisol, which increases appetite and cravings, especially for sugary and starchy foods. Aim for consistent sleep timing. Wind down screens an hour before bed and create a short pre-sleep ritual, reading, stretching, or deep breathing. Stress management, short walks, brief breathing breaks, or a 5-minute meditation reduces stress-driven snacking. These practices aren't optional. They directly support insulin sensitivity. 6. Don't rely on sweetener swaps as a long-term fix. Artificial sweeteners and natural substitutes like honey or maple syrup still stimulate sweet taste and may keep your reward systems primed for sugar. Some research suggests artificial sweeteners can alter appetite or the microbiome for some people. Use them sparingly if they help you transition, but prioritize reducing sweetness overall. Try flavor-enhancing alternatives. Spices like cinnamon or cardamom, citrus zest, or unsweetened cocoa can satisfy without training the brain to expect sweetness. 7. Build meals around protein, healthy fats, and fiber. These 3 components blunt post-meal glucose spikes and keep you full longer. Examples: scrambled eggs with sautéed spinach and avocado, a salad with grilled salmon, olive oil, nuts, and chickpeas, a bowl of plain Greek yogurt with berries and a sprinkle of chopped nuts. For snacks, choose whole fruit, nuts, a hard-boiled egg, or hummus with raw vegetables. Fiber slows carbohydrate absorption. Protein stimulates satiety hormones. Healthy fats add sustained energy. Together, they support insulin stabilization. Micro-practical tips to make the day-to-day easier. If you're used to 2 teaspoons of sugar in coffee, cut to 1.5 for 3 days, then 1 for 3 days, then a half, and so on. Add a pinch of cinnamon or a drop of vanilla, and you'll be surprised how quickly your taste buds adapt. Replace a can of soda with sparkling water and a squeeze of lime. Same sensory ritual, fewer calories. When shopping, turn packages so you don't see the front of box claims like low-fat or natural, and scrutinize the ingredient list instead. Troubleshooting: how to handle withdrawal, social situations, and energy dips. When cravings hit, wait 10 minutes and try a quick strategy. Drink a glass of water, chew sugar-free gum, or eat a handful of nuts. Movement helps. 10 minutes of brisk walking raises dopamine naturally and blunts cravings. In social settings where sweets are ubiquitous, opt to eat before you go so you're not hungry, or volunteer to bring a savory dish you enjoy. If you find yourself snapping back to old habits on weekend nights, plan a non-food ritual, call a friend, take a bath, or go for an evening stroll. Addressing common myths. 0-calorie sweeteners equal a safe long-term solution. The reality is nuanced. They can help reduce calories short-term, but for many people they perpetuate a preference for sweetness and may not fully solve appetite regulation. Natural sweeteners like honey, maple, or coconut sugar are less processed but still stimulate the same pathways. Treat them as still being sugar for the purpose of the reset. Safety and boundaries. If you have diabetes, are on insulin, sulfonylureas, or other glucose-lowering medications, do not change doses or make abrupt dietary shifts without medical supervision. Reducing carbohydrate load can lower medication needs. This must be monitored clinically. Likewise, if you have a history of disordered eating, approach any restrictive plan with professional guidance. The advice I'm giving is general and aimed at people looking to improve metabolic health. Individual medical care should come from your healthcare team. What about measurable results? I won't promise lab numbers for everyone, but many people see trends: reduced fasting insulin, lower triglycerides, less abdominal bloating, and improved energy. These improvements are usually gradual and vary based on baseline health, genetics, sleep, stress, and activity level. The value of the 21-day frame is that it's long enough to pass the initial withdrawal, allow taste recalibration, and begin measurable metabolic shifts, giving you a strong foundation to continue making healthy choices long-term. If you're wondering whether you can reintroduce sugar after 21 days, the answer is yes, with caution. After stabilization, many people choose a moderate approach: occasional treats, smaller portions, and avoiding daily sugary drinks or desserts. The goal is not perfection, but better baseline control. Once your insulin sensitivity improves, your body becomes more forgiving. But the habit patterns and the taste preferences you build in the first 3 weeks will influence how easily you can enjoy treats in a balanced way. Finally, a short plan to get started tonight. Remove sugary drinks from the kitchen. Plan 3 protein-focused meals for tomorrow. Decide whether you'll taper or go cold turkey, and write down your top 2 reasons for doing this. Small, specific actions beat vague intentions every time. If you found this helpful, hit subscribe and join me for more practical guides on metabolic health. For a deeper dive, check the videos linked below on early signs of insulin resistance and simple walking routines that complement nutritional changes. Visit my website for meal templates, a 21-day checklist, and printable label guides. 3 weeks is long enough to see a meaningful reset. Give yourself that time. Be patient with the process and celebrate the small wins along the way.